If there's one thing I've always loved about One Piece, it's when episodes and chapters focus on world building. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here with part 2 of One Piece Moments of 2023. And guys, in this one, we're going to talk about something Oda did in 2023 that I don't think any of us saw coming, but none of us are complaining about, was how he took a break from Egghead and focused on things going on outside of Egghead. Basically, it was a world-building arc of chapters, and I loved every minute of them. You had the worst generation versus the Yonko, where the worst generation didn't come out on top, but it was still awesome to see. You had the rescue of Koby, a battle between younger generation versus present generation versus older generations of the Marines versus pirates, and then of course things that went on in the Reverie with the Revolutionary Army and everything else. It was just amazing, and I couldn't even begin to tell you guys how crazy and geeked out I was. But if you guys want to see it, just look into my reaction chapters of some of them. You'll see how crazy I was for it. But I'm going to just go ahead and get into some brief thoughts on what I thought of some of these moments here. And why don't we start off with, first off, I want to start off with a small detail, in fact, on how cross-skilled, we finally got to see a bit more detail into it. Now, mind you, it seems the cross-skill with putting bounties on the Marines has worked definitely in their favor. As it turns out now, the Marines can't trust citizens! They can't trust citizens! Citizens! How could you? How could you do that? Well, there's that old saying, money talks, and the money bounties that are put on these Marines have made even citizens betray the Marines that they ended up getting money. So now the Marines have to watch their backs from the citizens they protect, which is kind of ironic in a very twisted way, since sometimes some of these Marines didn't really help the citizens sometimes due to them having to be loyal to the government and stuff. And we already know this government structure here is truly fucked up. Excuse my language, but you guys know what I mean. But either case, though, it's not only that. We finally got to look into what Crocodile's ambitions was with creating this cross-skill. He's trying to create a utopia, a military nation. And I don't know if Mihawk if that's Mihawk's goal. I think he's just along for the ride for the time being until he can figure out what else he wants to do. Then again, we never know what Mihawk really wants. What is it he really trying to do out there? That's very much what I'd like to know there. And then, of course, Buggy, who actually made a stand for himself when Mihawk and Crocodile beat him up again due to his subordinates making him take all the credit. Instead, though, he took a stand by saying, it's time for me to find the One Piece too, because Shanks is going after it. Man, guys, that was some good stuff right there. But that was on for the Cross Guild. Another short thing to get into is the worst generation versus the Yonko. As you had Eustace Kid over in Elbaf ready to take on Shanks' revenge for losing his arm, which was done by Ben Beckman, by the way. But hey, part of Shanks' crew, so hold Shanks accountable. And yes, even at Elbaf, we got to see the return of Brogy and Dory, those giants from Little Garden. Let me just tell you, it was so great to see those guys again. I remember watching Little Garden, and those guys were fun to watch here. But man, did they really get to show again why you love them. And that was when they helped Shanks in defeating the Kid Pirates, because at first Shanks was just gonna leave, but those observation hockeys, they see into the future. That's if you got advanced observation hockey, that is. And yes, once he saw what Eustace was going to do, when at first he was just going to leave, he didn't want to cause trouble, but you see that vision of the future. And oh yes, Shanks was like, I'm not letting that happen. You are going bye-bye, and bam! Divine departure, the same technique he learned from Gold Roger. No surprise, apprentice and everything. Don't forget, that straw hat he gave to Luffy, that was Roger's. Oh my god. And only even worse is that the ship sunk. The ship was destroyed by Brogy and Dory with that combo move they used not only to save the straw hat, but is that very same move that they used to sink that ship ship. And that just also reminded me how, wait, isn't that Kaido and Big Mom's technique too? But turns out, no, it's similar. Mind you, the poses and the attack effects are both the same, but still, to see it, and I'm like, I have got to go back and look at the Little Garden arc, because that just brought a flood of memories of good times about those guys and their personalities and stuff. And yeah, it sucks that Yusa Kid is down, but I would like to think he will be back because, come on, we're talking about Luffy, Law, and Kid, and I love their chemistry, and I just want to see it continue into the new age where they will even be there in the final battle, the final saga. But right now, it's not looking like that for Kid. It's sort of looking like that for Law because, yes, he was fighting the Blackbeard Pirates, and no surprise, we finally got back to it, and yeah, the submarine of the Heart Pirates is destroyed, but Beepo and Law are still alive, and they were able to escape due to Beepo getting a little Sulong form without a full moon, all thanks to Chopper! Chopper, with his science and doctory skills, somehow managed to give Beepo something to make him go Sulong even without the full moon and help him and his captain escape. Now, Beepo really believes that they'll still make it out of this alive. He told his captain they've gotten out of worse and the Heart Pirates will return. So I'm going to hold Beepo to that because I want these guys to return. I just love seeing them again, and I hope to see them again soon. It is going to be beautiful. But yes, that was what happened in Elbaf and stuff with the worst generation, and then over on another island with the Blackbeard Pirates and the Heart Pirates. And yeah, great stuff right there. But now I want to get into two of the main things I want to talk about. First one being the Marines versus the Blackbeard Pirates on Pirate Island, where there was a rescue mission that saved Koby. Onward to save the future of the Marines! And why do I say that? Because that's exactly what Monkey Teeth Garb calls Koby, the future of the Marines! And rightfully so! Because, oh my God, Koby, what great growth you have. What great skills in you. Mind you, you're still a bit on your soft side. Yeah, but hey, you are you. And that is nothing wrong with that. As we got to see some of the flashbacks, a few flashbacks of when Garp was training him. Because if you guys didn't know, yes, Garp has something called battleship bags. Basically, battleships that are their punching bags. And he makes his apprentices punch those things without hockey. And oh yes, Koby, he was going through that. And even then, when he was doing it after the lessons, he would go and do it again on his off time. And the results are this! Yes! The kid, with this honesty of impact, broke through a giant hand that's part of the Blackbeard Pirates' Devil Fruit of the Island Fruit, and breaks that guy's hand. It just blew my mind. It was beautiful. Just beautiful. Yes. And oh yes, it was so much fun. So much fun. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to make it geek out for a minute on that one, but still, it was so beautiful nonetheless. We also learned about who the Swords are. Swords are basically Marines who aren't Marine. They turned in their Marine code. It's like they're rogue Marines. All because, no doubt, they're getting tired of this whole government system that's just all screwed up, which makes them want to do whatever they want. That's what made it to the point of why these Marines came to save Koby, because they're no doubt all part of Sword. And Garp being Garp, whether he's Sword or not, he was pretty much Sword before he existed. But to see Garp and to see him show off some of his moves, like that Galaxy Impact when he made landfall on Pirate Island, oh, what a thing of beauty. I just loved every minute of it. And yeah, he did get damaged, but that's because he had to protect Koby, who got tricked by the pirates. And with the power of the clear fruit from that Shoryu guy, he stabs Garp. And yeah, did that wound him? Yeah, but that didn't stop Garp for a minute. When the Marines that rescued Koby and were trying to leave, he made sure to give that guy with the island fruit, the guy named by Pizarro, a good licking to the face. Bam! And yeah, you're seeing it through this image that was maybe not have been his face. That was the face of the skull of the Skull Mountain of Pirate Island, but then still, the Devil Fruit of Bizarro made him end up getting smashed in the face like it was that. It was so great to see there. But I think even better was when we got to see teacher versus student and Garp versus Kuzan. But once again, Garp showing here the badass he is. He didn't only just knock out Kizuru, mind you, Kizuru got back up, but he also knocked out a few of the other Blackbeard pirates, such as Sanwan Wolf, who actually ate a giant fruit. In other words, he's a giant, but he ate a giant fruit. Now he can be an even bigger giant than before. Makes perfect sense on that end why he's called the Colossal Battleship. Oh my God. But even still, in the end, this really showed a lesson on why Garp is always was telling Koby how, as a Marine, you need to think about the future, as he showed it when he told the Marines and Koby, even though they were trying to fight side by side with him, my time is up. You guys go on. And that's exactly what he did, even though it hurted their heart to leave Garp behind. Now, bear in mind, Garp is just reported missing in action. We don't know the details on what happened to him as he was left on Pirate Island, and Alon's only got to wonder what it is there. And now going back to Kuzan, we learned that the reason he's part of the Blackbeard Pirates is because they have an alignment of interest. They don't, meaning they don't exactly maybe trust Kuzan, but their alignment of interest helps them right now. And whatever alignment of interest is that is, we'll only have to wait and find out. Because why would Kuzan be part of a pirate crew? What is he up to? Because even I know, I still can't believe it. He's up to something. So keep an eye out on that guy. But it very interests me to see that they gave us another clue about the rope poneglyphs. Oh, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, Shanks got the rope poneglyphs of Eustace Kid. So who knows? I think he might have them all, if not all three of them, and just missing the one, which I think it is in Elbaf. If not in Elbaf, it's somewhere. And we got a clue of it when the Blackbeard Pirates were talking to Kuzan sometime back before joining the crew. As they say, a guy with the flaming scar mark is the clue to it. And then there's some other detailish things there that I still don't remember, but who knows what it is. I'm going to wait for further detail on that. Okay, but let's go ahead and move on. Now, after talking about that, I want to talk about another one. Probably the biggest one of all was what happened during the Reverie with the Revolutionary Army. Yes, if you guys remember, there was that article saying Koby killed Nifitar Cobra. And yeah, I didn't believe that. Straw Hats didn't believe that. Even the Revolutionary Army didn't believe that. They were scared and hoping it wasn't true. And boy, golly, were they right? It wasn't true. It was just another shindig of the government to use to manipulate the public to their side of things. But what happened was, for one, revolutionaries did complete their objective, declare war on the celestial dragons. They freed some slaves. With a bit of help from Fujitora, I can see the defection coming. And then they also stole the food supplies of the celestial dragons. In other words, they're trying to make them see what it's like to not have food and stuff. Because even afterwards, Sabo did say the Revolutionary Armies are blocking out those people for that stuff. But here's the kicker in all this. Now, mind you, did they say Kuma too? Yeah, that was their objective too. Sabo even met Bonnie. But the real thing here to take from the Reverie was the fact that King Cobra met Imu as he was talking to the Gorosei, explaining history and everything. But it was here we found out some interesting details. And that was in the fact that the first royalty of Alabasta Ark, that were one of the 20 kings that made up the world government after the incident of the Void Century, she never returned to Alabasta when she didn't want to live in Marishowa. Is something mysterious going on here? Because it was because of mentioning that stuff that Imu showed his present to Cobra here. Because we find out that 800 years ago, she left a letter behind that's been passed down to generations, which is the reason Cobra came to needing to talk to the Gorosei. And we find out she is the one who spread the poneglyphs all over the world all those years ago. Something going on there, and there's the kicker. her true name. It is Nefertari D. Yes, she is a D. Nefertari D. Lily. She was a D all along. I could just tell you guys, when I heard that, I was like, oh, this just got even more intense here. Because, yes, Emu hearing all this before being revealed that Lily was a D. Oh, he already knew that he was already going to kill Cobra because he was already digging too deep into things he shouldn't know. And as it was shown, Gorosei will kill anyone who knows of Emu's existence because they're trying to keep that dude a secret. But oh no, they weren't able to keep her from Sabo, who actually listened in somewhat on it a bit. Well, not exactly. He just kind of ran into who had after dealing with things on Marijoa, and he saw Emu himself. And boy, you better believe he made sure to escape out of there, and Cobra made sure of it too, along with telling Sabo to pass a message to Luffy and Vivi. Now, whatever that message was, it was said to us, but it was kind of blocked out. But it had to be something about protecting the dawn to come, meaning the dawn of Joy Boy's return. One can only wonder what that means. And oh yes, let's not forget Vivi. She had a little thing going too. CP0 were keeping her safe, but they were really just capturing her and stuff. But hey, she escaped, all thanks to Wappo, who was eavesdropping it in on Cobra and the Elder Stars and Emu and stuff. And that's actually why Vivi is now with Morgan, because she used that chance to escape. And yeah, revolutionaries used that chance to escape. And that's when Sabo actually told Dragon and Ivankov everything they needed to know, but they only between them because he felt it was too dangerous. And by golly, it was, because outside of what Koby did, it caused the revolutionary in 8 different countries, one of them including Lucia Kingdom, which unfortunately was obliterated by something called the Mother Flame. The Mother Flame! I can tell you guys, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, was that an ancient weapon? But no, it's something Vegapunk made, but no doubt with his research probably had something similar to the power of an ancient weapon. I don't know how I can take that. Ooh, it's scary. But man, guys, let me tell you, the outside world, so much crazy stuff happened. And yeah, revolutions going on. And even though that's not something Sabo did, the deals about him killing Cobra isn't true. It caused a revolution that is actually good for the Revolutionary Army. So, in a way, good, even though if it's in a way not what Sabo likes in a moral sense, go with what you can. That's all you can do. And boy, guys, I can just tell you, I can't even begin to express all those things that happen in the outside world. Whoa, how could this have gone so crazy in such a hurry? I just don't know what more to say, guys. I just look forward to what we're getting here in 2024, and I'd love to know what you guys thought of the outside world. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. But until then, guys, I'm done for today, but let me just say, I cannot wait to see it. All the moments we had in 2023 were something that 2024, no doubt, going to be even better. But until then, guys, you enjoy my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos, and until then, MegaGeekMixer, signing out. Bye!